If YouTube playlists are not your thing, you can find this course and more at paul.unfgames.com. It's easier to follow along and know where you left off. Now, let's start the video. Let's talk about another useful node that will allow us to control the execution flow. And this one is more for organizing purposes. Let's see here. We have this toggle visible collision whenever we respawn the pickup, toggle visibility and toggle the collision. So we can enable our collision and enable the visibility, right? That's what we did. And here we have something visual, right? We have the timeline and the add relative rotation. What would happen if we needed to type, for example, hello at the end of the execution, right? Of this execution. We could add the node here and move everything around. We can put it at the end of this execution that is finished, but it will be at the end of the animation, and maybe we do not want that. The way we can organize this execution is by using the node called sequence. I can type flow, and my sequence node should be right here, sequence. Or you can also press S and click, and there are sequence nodes. So the way I like to divide my code, and it gets easier to read in the future, is by separating code that is just for visual stuff like this one. I will click Alt. Well, I will press Alt and click here to break the connection. And now I can use the sequence. The sequence allows me to know exactly how this execution will happen. So if something in 0 gets connected, it gets executed before 1. And I'll have it like this. Now we have the same functionality, but we know that this one will execute first, and this one is code that has to do with the logic of the gameplay, right? And this is just visual stuff. So if we wanted to add something here, we can add it visually here, and if we wanted to add something for gameplay, I can add it right here. It's a really useful tool. You can add more pins here. You can add a pin between another pin, and you can remove also the pins by right clicking. So it's really, really useful.